Okay, so welcome everyone. Good evening, maybe good afternoon. So until everyone joins, we will, as usual, we will play the anthem. So yeah, Sanka, can you please play the anthem for today? I think we can't hear the sound. Sanka?
We woke up to a world at a scale. Will life replace us? But the real question is, will we learn to use it? Co-pilot isn't here to take your job. It's here to take the noise off your job. Less busy work, more human work. The fear was never the technology. It's usually without purpose. Because AI without ethics is dangerous. But AI with people first is powerful. This is where ImpactEra steps in. We help people understand. We help teams adapt. We help organizations move forward responsibly. From confusion to clarity, from fear to skill, from doubt to confidence. People first, future forward. Co-pilot beside us, ImpactEra guiding the way. This is not man versus machine. This is people empowered by AIM.
Thank you very much, Sankar. Welcome everyone to our today's most awaited session. And yeah, as we have sessions every Tuesdays, we bring lots of tips and tricks for for the real classroom applications, from AI adoption to AI implementation. So today is a well thought session for our participants. So before I introduce today's speaker, I just wanted to let you know that about the Microsoft Elevate Educator pathway. So just curious about how many of you have registered and how many of you are working on that. And we are here to help ImpactEra. So people first, and we are here to help and adapt you for the future. And so if we need any help regarding any Microsoft Elevate Educator pathway courses or any modules, or even if you do not know how to enroll to this, we are here to help, and we have a community, so you can join the community and benefit. So yeah, and also I would like to know, as this is a community event, so you can unmute yourself and say hi. You're very welcome to do that, and or you can please put in the chat from where are you joining. Yeah, so now it's time to introduce our speaker today. So Charlene is an educator with 10 years of experience in education, currently serving as an MYP design teacher, and IBCP community engagement coordinator. She's also one of the UAE coding ambassadors from Coders HQ, Ministry of AI, passionate about empowering students and professionals through innovation and technology. So yeah, Charlene. So and she is a very honored member of our community as well. Charlene, welcome to the session, and I'm truly grateful to have you in today's session. So this time now it's yours.
Thank you so much, Nusra, for that very nice introduction. And thank you for ImpactEra for organizing this to our educators. And thank you to everyone who's attending our session, wherever you are in the UAE. It's currently 7:07 p.m. And thank you for spending your evening with us. And if it's a different time zone, thank you for spending the time with us here. So, um, I'm Charlene, and this is my second session of Minecraft education for Tuesday's tips and tricks. So I would just like to ask, because I have seen some few names who are new in the session. I just like to ask, and you can put it in the chat, if um this is your first session in Minecraft, or maybe do you have access to Minecraft education at the moment? While you are putting your answers in the chat box, I'll just present, and let me just okay, let me present that one. All right. Okay, so because I want to know if it's your first time. I was thinking when I was planning the session, maybe you guys can join in the Minecraft world and actually do the hands-on activity. But if a lot of us are first time here, maybe I'll just begin first with really introducing Minecraft education, what it is, how is it going to be helpful uh, uh, for our students and for the educators. So let me just change my presentation. Okay, so Minecraft education is Minecraft education really previously, even when I was younger, I was playing Minecraft Education. It was a game. It was just a game where anyone can build using blocks, anything that they could imagine. So they can create worlds of their own. They can summon a lot of animals, a lot of living things, a lot of fantasy things in the world in that specific block world. And then there was a huge potential and user base, and the users are very very creative, and they started to host. It's very collaborative world. So this has turned into a Minecraft education. First thing, because it has the capability to host a lot of users, which is collaborative, and really there's no limit in what you can create in the Minecraft world. So for today's session, maybe while we are having an introduction, I'll share this link with you, and maybe you can browse on your own. And maybe, if possible, and your internet is really doing well, you could try to download it and maybe explore. I'm not expecting uh the participants to actually like have it all set up, but it would be nice if you can download the app and maybe you can set up your accounts, and then we can try to help you later on how to set it up and all that. So yeah, that is basically what Minecraft is. A lot of educators are using Minecraft now to have a high student engagement, because students like to be immersed in this collaborative world where they can actually build and be hands-on on what they do. And that is basically what the presentation is going to be about today. So let me swap my tab. So today's session really is how we can engage learning, how we can engage students through interactive learning. So since this session is the second session, we had an introduction already. I'm just gonna go through the different things we will be doing today. There are three objectives. The first one is we will explore the ready-made curriculums on Minecraft, in which you can use and host directly without you creating or preparing for anything. The second one is how can you provide instructions to the students that is interactive and that can communicate with them in game. And the last one is how can we use those communication and instructions to actually create formative assessments. So the first one is the ready-made kits are basically pre-made templates or world which has embedded curriculum. I'm gonna show you shortly those ready-made world, but these are already made by Minecraft Education. So there's a lot of topics there in terms of different subjects. So you have social sciences, mathematics, history, and so on. And then it's easy access because you will just literally access it from the library. I'll be doing a demonstration shortly. You will access it through the library, and you will just literally either play on your own so you can test it, or host and have the students join the actual world, and they will have all the instructions and what they need to do in that template. And then the learning experiences in terms of lesson planning, in terms of what assessments will be used, and the entire, let's say, 40-minute session, for example, or an hour, is already in the game. So I just hopefully we have a little bit of preview on what Minecraft is. So just one question to have the audience engaged, because I also actually want to hear from our participants, what subjects do you guys teach? So so let's say, for example, if you teach let's say history, how do you think we can use, I have a very quick reflection here, what creative ways would you use Minecraft, sorry, that's wrong spelling, education for your subject areas? Let's say, how can you create an immersive world uh and intersect it with your subjects? Esports in Minecraft. There's actually that's a very good topic. Actually we're gonna touch base on that in our next sessions, but esports are there's a lot of we can put that in at the end of the session, because there's gonna be a lot to talk about esports in Minecraft. That's actually where students are very much engaged with in terms of the in the Minecraft education, it's esports. So yeah, I can see a lot of math subjects here, biology, all right, geometry and algebra. We have mostly the core subjects actually here. ESL, That's a very interesting. How can we have ESL on Minecraft? That I think our topic about creating NPCs and chalkboards, which is the one of the learning objectives, is going to be useful in terms of interactive communication. All right, so I can see that most of us here have the core subjects. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the presentation. What are the expectations for today? And I'm going to demonstrate and we'll shift to the Minecraft education world. All right, so um, the next one is, so the first one I'm going to demonstrate shortly are the ready-made kits, how you can use that in your subject and how you can load and host it with your students. The second objective actually is how can we support instruction and dialogue in an interactive way with the students, even though we will not interact we ourselves, will just host and let the students engage on their own through these different tools. So today I have picked two tools, which is how do we summon NPCs or non-playable characters. Um, these are characters on Minecraft that speaks with the student when they interact, and we normally use NPCs when we want interactive or student initiated help, so that we can plot or summon different NPCs in different areas of, let's say, the world we are hosting. And then also we can use NPC if we need a dialogue confirmation of a task completion. So for example, we give them instructions. uh the students can interact from base different bases. So for example, were you able to complete base number 1 task? And they could just click on yes, and then we can give them another instruction. Now you may proceed to the base 2. Here are the instructions, so on and so forth. You'll understand it better when I demonstrate it shortly. And you want engagement and personality, because these characters, we can customize it based on how we want it to be. We can even create different NPCs with even use AI to create script for our NPCs and give it, let's say it can talk in, maybe this NPC is a funny person, this NPC is home you go to if you want, let's say, tips about magic, this is the NPC you want to talk about if you want experts in, let's say, biology, and so on, because they get to interact and speak with them. But we need to prompt it, we need to create the script first. And then our second objective is chalkboards. We can actually provide, these are a bit more passive, in a sense. If we want instructions that is always posted, where students can always see it, we use chalkboards. Because when, let's go back here, when it's NPCs, it's more on interaction and a lot of clicking. It's more on narrative, like creating a story in our interactions. However, chalkboards are more on like actual boards, like notice boards, where if you want students, let's say, game rules, or how do we play, or even these are the formula for what you're supposed to be doing today. If the instruction is permanent and you want it to be easily seen, then we will be using chalkboards. And the last objective would be how do we use these tools to at least create formative assessments, just to check their understanding. Were they able to learn about a specific topic, from where they started to where they are, let's say, at the current stage of the lesson. Or even we can ask them to record a video of their understanding, or maybe write their, as a student they can write their answers through chalkboards as well. So these are three learning goal objectives that we will be focusing on today. Now, before I proceed to demonstration, let me go back to the chat box. Is there anyone here who'd like to ask some of what we have discussed in our learning objectives, or anyone who happen to have um, Minecraft education, so you can join the world if I host it now. All right. You know, when you tell students, all right, kids, I'm gonna host a Minecraft education world, they will flip their minds and they will ask them, Miss, can you share us the, I'll show you, like, can you share us the join code, please? Can you share us the nonstop? So that's a live one and we can assign it. So while maybe you will have questions on on Teams, let me set up my Minecraft world, and I will share my entire screen shortly. So let me, how do we, okay, I'm just gonna share my entire screen. Is my entire screen showing now? Yeah? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right. There we go. So this is the Minecraft education, the load page. So there are based on, so for those who have attended first time, when you download Minecraft and the download is successful, it will ask you to sign in. So if your school act normally, school will get free sign in for Minecraft education. So maybe it is worth asking if your school has a Minecraft education. Normally, if you're using Microsoft um, tools like Teams, Outlook, and so on, Minecraft Education is one of its free tier where even students can use under, let's say, your school domain. Now, once you have that set up and ready, there are a lot of personalization you can do here based on how you want to look like as a character. So for example, this mine is a pretty uh basic camouflage person. So you can really set up how you want your Minecraft world to how you want to navigate your own Minecraft world. So this is based on what you will be using. If you will be using touch screens, let's say iPad, or if you're using a computer like me, or maybe some of you will have your joysticks. If you want to set it up, it's in here. The general is if you want to allow so for example, here there's an option here, it's off, only allow trusted skins, because some students, if I host a Minecraft, some students have their own personal Minecraft skin that may not be um sometimes it's not safe because there's no, like, for I'm in the UAE where what is safe here is different from what is safe in the different countries. So maybe if we want to avoid that, we can just turn off this. So these are the settings, how you want the video to look like, what's your camera perspective, the audio, if you want music in your Minecraft, and so on. So I'm just really going through the basic settings here. You can switch accounts if you want to switch. So right now I'm just using my um, school account, for example, which is my email address, or you can, if you want to sign out and maybe switch to a different account, because if you're an admin or you have other controls, this is the settings. Now, before I hit play, these are the costumes, by the way. So when you want to create your own personality on Minecraft, then you can definitely choose these different uh skins, or how you want your Minecraft to look like. I mean your character, and then go back. And then here, before I click play and show you, so our first objective was the pre-built world or template. So I'm gonna go through first with what is the newest world Minecraft has released and featured. So there are here, sorry, my Minecraft is making a lot of sound and I'm the one distracted. So I will turn that off because I don't know if you are hearing it, but you know, as a teacher, we don't like this. Who? Okay, where was I? Okay, so the new and featured um tab is where Minecraft usually releases all their newest world. Sometimes they do it based on season, actually. Most of the time. So let's say if it's Code of Hour, or maybe they will release some new worlds in different occasions. This is where you actually need to go. So let's go through different um worlds here. uh this is not subject based but more on theme based. So we have how can you build an airplane, uh creating or what good game based on. This is more on good character. Movie build challenge, I hosted this once with my students, where they create scenes from different movies, uh and so on. So I'm not gonna go through this because I want to show you the actual subjects. So if it would be nice if you have your Minecraft downloaded and maybe you can explore it as well. We explore together. Now when we hit play, there's my worlds. This part of the Minecraft where it says my worlds is your own world that you created. If you want, when you host it yourself. And the next one is the library. This is where we find the pre-made templates of different subjects from Minecraft. So if we click that, there's a lot of even how to play, starter worlds, let's say building challenges. These building challenges no, sometimes becomes an esport topic. Recently, we did some esports on Minecraft based on race. So we hosted a world. I'm just gonna touch base because I had a question earlier. So depends on the actual world, we can turn it into an esports. It could be a building challenge. It could be a racing challenge based on different teams, and it could also be esports in terms of subjects. You want the students to solve mathematical, let's say, equations, and let them race through different bases or levels until they reach the end. And so that could be turned into an esports. So we have subjects here in different fields. So we have computer science, mathematics, sciences, languages, arts and design, social studies. There's an actual esports or career education for students who are a bit more in the senior level. So, all right, let's click one. Let's say mathematics. I'm just gonna show you how do we, what do we call that? How do we open a world based on subjects? So let's say there are different topics here, pretty much limited, but later on in the chat, we can share some of the Minecraft worlds previews educators have made. So they have the resources. We'll share that on WhatsApp. So please join to our WhatsApp community. All right, now let me click on one random, let's say fractions. If you click that, let's say I want to do 3D fractions, for example. So there's an option here. You just click on it. So you will create the world is where when you want to host the world already live. Lesson plan is if we click that, this will exit and it will bring me to the browser in which you can, oh, all right, I'll show you that, in which you can check, all right, what is this topic all about actually? So you can scroll down, see the learning objectives, you can print it even, or later on I'll tell you what is this for. It is actually aligned with the standards here. So if you want to browse that, what are the guiding ideas, just so you get an overview of what you're about to host. These are different, this is pretty much, because they're using agents already, so this is pretty much a little bit intermediate. It will use coding. And then what would be the expectations? So demonstrate understanding of agent movement. So this is pretty much intermediate because this is more on actually coding. So let's say, all right, you have an understanding of what this topic is all about, what kind of world you're about to host. You can go back to your Minecraft education. I have an understanding of what I'm supposed to do. These are my learning objectives. These are my prep notes, student activities. What would be the assessment? I have all my understanding. I can create the world and we do this live in class. However, if you want this as an assignment and you want students to let's say let them explore this world on a specific amount of time or period of time, let's say this could be your assignment, you can click assign or share. It will share what do you call that, it will share a link, and you can either directly share it to your Google Classroom or just copy the link and paste it on any of your any of the LMS tools that you are using in your school, and they will be able to join the world on their own. However, it's a little bit more not live, like live interaction, because it is more of an assigned individual world. So I will show you how we can uh, host live here. So it will take a few minutes to download the world, only because it's my first time loading this specific topic, so it's taking time to load. But what you could do, you can preload it before you start the class, so you will not have longer waiting time when you will ask the students to join. Also, these students are pretty much very impatient actually. So this is how the world would look like. We did not create the world. I did not create it. It's made by an Minecraft educators, and it's pretty much here. Today we are going to learn about how we can create this specific board and even create an NPC or non-playable character. If you press your H, so I can turn off that if I don't want to see my control instructions, but if I want to, I will know how to move, how to navigate the space. WASD, the normal space for jump. I'm okay, that's pretty much. Now here, what I need you to take note really is if in the first few lessons of Minecraft, if we will be continuing with the same participants, is E, which is inventory, your inventory, the tools that you have on Minecraft, and the chat, because the chat is where we will be using some how do you say it, some text codes that makes our instructions or navigation easy. So the rest we can touch base later on, because code builder would take a little bit of time to demonstrate, and immersive reader is very good for student like ESL. It will read aloud, so you can it's a good support. So it will, even you can ask students to do that, they can press their eye and it will easily read the screen for them. So where was I? E, if we press E, which is pretty important, this is your inventory. This is all the resources that you would need, and this is your like backpack, let's say. This is where you want. So for example, today I only need a chalkboard because that's what I'm gonna use today. Where is the chalkboard? Sorry. So I will pick that one and I'll place it in my backpack. So this is something I would be needing today, or maybe I would need a pickaxe. not really, just an axe. So if you noticed here, there are different stones. So these are the elements that students will mine later on. So if you have a diamond axe, it's pretty much, it can uh like, let's say it can cut a tree as fast because it has +6 damage instead of gold, which is just +3. So that's one thing. Students are pretty much, really, students can do better than uh even us educators in terms of this game. This is something they actually do almost every day. So that's why it's our advantage to use pre-made world and just hose it and let them do the. So here, there's already a pre-made instruction from our chalkboard. So blocky fractions, there are 3 areas for you to explore. So I was now we go back to our objectives earlier, when we said if we will be using chalkboards, it is something that we will be what do you call that, it is something that we will be using when we need instructions that can easily be seen. Now, since this world is a copy of the world, even if you want to change the instructions of this based on your lesson or based on how you like your student in understanding, if you use your right click, you can actually edit the instructions and add, let's say, another area here, area 4, for example, just put test, and then that should add to your. So you see, I've added our edit here. So even the pre-made world is something we can edit according to what we already like. Now students will be given instruction. I can't unfortunately show you the student view. It's pretty much like this,
Just
but
real quick, I'll show you kind of uh, what the form real quick. This is what
okay.
that survey is going to look like. Again,
Sorry, I heard someone talking. Is that from our group? All right, sorry about that. Um, Now we go back here. So students will pretty much explore the world. So you can see instructions here from the board, right? We'll start here, and then they will be interacting with. This is what we call the NPC. You can talk. You see the instruction on my screen. You can click talk, and it will give you uh some conversation there. So I'll show you, I'm interacting with an agent right now, but I will show you later how we can create both the agent and the, what do we call that, and the board. All right, let me see if okay, sorry. So pretty much this world, so this is our first objective, is how we can select world, host it, and add it based on our we can customize this based on our classes, and then we can finish here. This is pretty much a small, maybe for primary students, and you can even allow them, give them extra set of instructions. If you can collect 5 iron plus 5 gold, what would be the sum of that, pile it up as a block, give them all the creative instructions that students can use so that they can explore the world. So this is how we can edit and load the world. Now you may be asking, but how will students join aside from the link? If you press escape or back, there's an option here that will say start hosting. We can click this world once we're done or ready. Just confirm this. It will load a join code. If you have an LMS where you can easily share a link live, you can do this. Or students know how to do this. They can just type the code So the code would be Alex, fish, Alex, and llama. Once everyone added this code, the student's name will show up here, down here. You can give them, this is permission level. So some students, let's say you want a student, I do this, you have a student who's pretty much naughty a bit. And you don't want that students to destroy the world because it could happen. It will happen. So you can change permission. Maybe that student is can still join, but he could be a visitor. He can explore, he can do anything, or she, but they can't destroy any block in that specific they can interact, but they can't really mine or do it. It's more of observation. Like member is where they can be a member, but they can play as everyone else, but they don't have admin access, or they can't, let's say, use codes that could put other students in difficult, or maybe cheat on getting some resources or tools. This is permission level, so it's really working well for the class, the permission levels. And then, all right, let me just go quick. Now, once that's done, you can host the students, and once they're all in, they can just explore the world on their own, and that's pretty much it. Now, I want to show you um quickly how to create your own world, and we will do the summoning of NPCs and um chalkboard there. So let me save and exit this, because we have about 18 minutes. All right. Now that one I've just shown is the pre-made templates. Now, since there's pretty much a lot of um educators who's like, this session is your first time, I'll show you. I know the library is the one where pretty much you can really have most of the pre-made world already without us thinking about what kind of world we're building. But I'll show you how we can create our own world and host to the students and let them build. Then we will work on the NPCs and chalkboards. So this is a setting. Let's say I'll put here, this is Minecraft uh, tips and tricks. Let's say this is the name of the class. Creative is where students have unlimited resources, unlimited lives, everything's unlimited. Survival, however, is they have to work for it. So you can always switch modes in between games. So what I normally do, I will allow students to do creative first, build their bases, and then in 10 minutes, once they have built what they can build, I will change this into survival so they can continue the world. So I'm giving them a head start, and then they can continue the world on their own using survival. I'm going to put on creative first because this is the difficulty level. As you know, on Minecraft, there are a lot of mobs or a lot of characters that could destroy the world. So there's a lot, let's say there are zombies, there are skeletons, there are poisonous underwater creatures that that actually interacts with the students, so they know there are consequences. You can't just freely go in this area or that area because there will be consequences. You have to be ready before you get out there. That's why you need to work for resources. So I'm gonna there's a lot of options here which we had in our first session actually, but I'm gonna go to the advanced. There are worlds. Flat world is just flat, like, which I will do today just to simplify how so a non-flat world is when we had the previous pre-made template. That's a world with mountains, with caves and so on. That's the world, that's the regular world. This flat world I will show you now is basically flat. let's say, yeah, we just need a grass block, and so on. So these are very these are easy to understand settings, but I want to show you one in classroom. There are this is in classroom, which I want you to focus is you may want to turn off player versus player damage because you don't want them to start fighting with each other and having their like losing their lives in game. So you can turn this off for now. Destructive items, some students may use TNT to, let's say, sabotage someone's world, so maybe you can turn this off. All right, so there's a lot of really options here where you can make sure that the class that you're hosting is not gonna go on a different level of in terms of behavior. So you have the option. Now let's go to play, and then I'll show you how to summon an NPC and create your own NPC. So this is basically a flat world. It's just flat up to the end of the world of this Minecraft world. Is just flat. I chose flat because it's easy to show you the. Now I'm gonna give you one. Maybe you can write this down. So in the control tips, I'm gonna use a basic chat option and how it works. So the chat is letter T on the keyboard. You will want to activate that. Now, I don't want to go to my inventory and find the, let's say, my NPC block or egg. So what I want my world to have now is I want it to be in a building mode as a teacher. So you can, in your text, you can easily prompt it in this, you can take note of it, /WB, which is world builder. I want to activate my world builder in my so that my commands will work properly. So my world builder status is updated. It can now, I can now create commands that I wanted to. I want to make sure it works. That's why I turned it on so that I can summon an NPC. So what I'm gonna do is I want to summon an NPC egg, so I can just or summon an entity. It could really be anything. So I will summon myself. Uh you don't have to memorize this really. This could be oh, what happened to my, sometimes it's the spacing that give. Why did I put give myself? It was wrong because I gave a different player. I don't have other players here. So I want to spawn an egg. 151 is the 151 is an NPC egg. So you can see from my first one in the bag is my NPC egg. I just want to that because I want to summon one. So there goes my NPC. This will be if you want to create like an interactive instruction with the students. I need to be mindful with my time. Now I want to edit this. This is a pretty much let me turn off my instructions. Okay. So I want to edit my NPC because I don't want it to say NPC. So maybe I can change this. This is me. Maybe this is me. And then maybe I change it into like this. Or you can choose some options here. Just a lot of options. You want to give a character. Oh, I want it as a robot. All right. And then I will edit the dialogue. I can put here, hello, this is your friendly robot in the neighborhood, and you give them you give them instructions, etc., etc. For example, you gave them instructions already, or if you go to the advanced settings, you can either add a URL, all right, so they can click on that. So click on this. Maybe you want them to take a quiz on a form. You can add that here. You can change the button name either take a quiz, learn more, and so on. And that will be there. You can add the URL if you wish to. So it's really very interactive in the game. Or you could do advanced settings. You can add a command. Now, adding a command, however, is something that would require us to create command blocks. So I'm not gonna demonstrate that today because it's a lot of text-based coding. I just want you to see the basics for the basic of this, what these buttons could do. And now, so the students, when they pretty much, oh, what did I do? So I'm not the student. That's why I cannot interact with my own NPC. So this is editing. You just how we went through earlier and edit. So when the student plays it, they will be able to interact with the NPC, just like how we had from the pre-made template. Or what you want to now your next what you want to do next is you can add a lot of NPCs in, let's say, stations where students can interact, give them instructions, add a link, add a command. So it can, command means, for example, okay, you were able to, let's say, answer, let's say, a math problem. Adding a command would be, now you will get a diamond, or now because you answered something, you can get this specific resources or this specific reward that will make your item collection way, way better. And so now we go to, again, the H. I told you earlier about inventory, how important it is. We go to E. Let's just type board. You can place it in your like some kind of backpack. This, you see the numbers 1, 2, 3 to 9. You have to press your key so you activate that specific item. So I have to press 1 if I want my spawn egg. I will press 2. If I want my board, I will press 3, whatever I added there, and so on. So I can just place, let's say, a board here, add my message 1, instruction, so on and so forth, blah, blah, and lock that. And so students can see it. So, oh, there's a cow in front of my board. We can actually have a clear world, by the way, in the settings that I've shown. So there's nothing showing like this randomly. And then here goes the passive instruction where you want students to just see. This could be a player rule. This could be a classroom rule. This could be anything that you really want students to think about. And you can use this. You can even ask the students, because students have access to boards, to create their own. So we go to the last objective of today, for today. These students, not just for educators, but these students, how weird this NPC is following you anywhere you go, really. So following the look. So students can even create their own NPC, and they can create their own dialogue. So your formative assessment could be students explaining, let's say, a specific concept about biology, or a specific concept about math, or science, or design, or let's say PE. So this could be a form of formative assessment to check their understanding on which lesson you are at. Or if you want them to have a showcase of learning that can easily be seen like this, and you can take a screenshot. Let's say you have 10 students. Here you can actually have them, what is going on? You can actually have the students put up a board in a specific area, put their answers, and they can we can take as a teacher a screenshot. This is already a form of formative assessment. So that is this is basically 7:55. This is basically how the what do we call that? How we can work on our Minecraft education world. First is we host, let me recap. Um, First is we should stop sharing, right? First, we can load pre-made templates from Minecraft themselves. It's well crafted by really good, great educators of Minecraft who uses Minecraft in their actual classrooms. And then, um, and then the second one is you can use the NPCs and chalkboards as a tool for conversations, instruction, and interactive learning between you as between you in which you represent like instructions and lessons through these tools, and the last one is you use these tools for students to creatively show their understanding of your specific subject and concept. I know there's a lot of tools to really what do we call, there's a lot to discuss on Minecraft education. There's a lot of settings there that we can explore, and hopefully we will be doing that in the upcoming sessions. But if you guys want to explore on your own, let's say you have time, summer break is coming, yay for educators. 2 more weeks for us UAE, it's 2 more weeks, I think. Is it 2 more weeks? No, 1.5 week. Yay. So um what do we call that? You can go to the website that I've shared, or you can join the group chat of ImpactEra, and we can. There's a lot of resources there that you can explore on your own. Maybe your school already has a subscription. So yeah, that's pretty much our session for today. And I know it's pretty fast with the instructions, but I hope you picked up something from it. And if you have questions, I think this might be, we'll have a minute for some questions before we end the session, Miss Nusra. Yeah.
Thank you, Charlene. Thank you very much for this insightful session. You've done it very patiently. Yeah. So if we have any questions, please, this is the time for you to ask. You can unmute yourself and ask your questions.
Yeah, you guys can unmute yourselves, or you can be in the group chat. Regarding the someone asked for esports. One thing about esports is this is when you run when you run an esport, you can start with, there's already a pre-made esport. The only thing you really need to do is host it, and students will join. All the instructions are there. The moment they interact, even a timer is built. The only advice I would really say is Minecraft is pretty much graphics heavy, so sometimes hosting an esport in class live may cost a lot of, because it uses a lot of bandwidth, right? And hosting, let's say 25 kids in one like set area might cause a little bit of lags, but that should not be a problem. But is that Mr. Hadir, yeah, if you can start with esport by actually using the pre-made templates, explore all the like that specific world, what kind of esport that world is hosting, because it could be anything really, esports in terms of academics or just race, for example. All right.
Yeah. Thank you, Charlene.
Anyone
Does
else?
anyone have any other questions? So I can see Yvette, you're there. How are you? Nice to see you back again. And also Aishwarya, how is everything going on in your end? So we would love to hear your voices. Yeah. So we have in the chat we have put the Credly badge. So you will receive a Credly badge directly from Microsoft. if you can fill out that, and it will take thing to 1 to 2 weeks. So you can show it as a, you know, a professional, I think, in your thing. So, and you can join. I think somebody asked, how can I join the next session? So we will be sending out the forms, registration forms. And if you are in the community, if you join the community, you will, you know, time to time, you will get the updates, and you can follow our social media pages. You can follow the LinkedIn, and we have put the links for all the things in the chat. And one more thing I want to post is I'm sharing the link for the introductory session that was conducted by myself about the how you can join the Elevate Educator pathway. So if you haven't joined yet, if you want to explore, so always you can go to this YouTube channel and you can explore. Yeah, Yvette. Yeah, so Yvette is saying it was very interesting. Yeah, I'm also learning Minecraft now. I'm a new learner. So yeah, Charlene, thank you very much for this insightful session. Yeah, we will be trying the worlds and, you know, how we can edit. Actually, I like the way how we can, you know, edit those things. We don't rely on what it gives us. So it's one cool thing that we have in, you know, all the Microsoft tools, I would say. Yeah. Okay. So about regarding the recording, so we have a platform. So you will get an email regarding our platform. So if you log in the platform using the same email ID that you used to register to these sessions, you can access all our past recordings and more learning resources. So if you have any questions, you can always come back to us. We are here to help you. So thank you very much, Charlene. Again, I know this is a very busy time of the year for you, and again, thank you very much for the participation, for the engagement and your curiosity. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Thank you, Shari. Thank you, Nusra. Thank you all. Superstar.
Thank you, guys. Have a lovely evening or day.